few Christmases ago, my Swedish friends made the most delicious cured trout. And what made it so interesting was the addition of blackberries. It not only gives the fish a gorgeous purple colour, but it gives it a wonderful flavour. Now, I'm using trout today, but you could also use salmon for this recipe. I'm just going to place that to the side for now while we get the curing mixture ready. In a mortar and pestle, I'll add some pink peppercorns. So in they go. I'm just going to give them a quick crush. And to this, I'll add the zest of 1 lemon. We'll just grate that straight into the mortar and pestle. And this is where you can be super creative with your curing mixture. Okay, that's looking good. I'm just going to add some of the salt now. Okay, now that this is a fine crumb, we can add our blackberries. So look how gorgeous they look, so plump and juicy. I'm just going to add them to the mortar and pestle and just crush them so we get as much juice out of them as possible. So just very carefully crush that like I'm doing. Okay, now I'm going to place this into a large bowl and just pour that in. And that's like the concentrated gold. But now we need to dilute it with some gin. Gin is a fantastic addition to this. So you want about 100 mils. And gin has a really nice juniper berry flavour. It's made from juniper, so that's why it works nicely with our berries too. For the salt, so you'll need about 2 cups of sea salt flakes, 1 and 2, and then 1 cup of caster sugar. And now we want to mix this up together so it almost resembles wet sand. Now give yourself a lot of space when you're wrapping the trout up. You want to add 2 to 3 layers of Glad wrap. 1, 2, essentially much bigger than the actual fish itself. And I'll add 1/3 of this mixture. Spread that out. And you've got to remember, on the base of this will be the skin, so we're not too worried about that. What we really want to cure is the flesh. So skin side down first, and onto the Glad wrap, and then I'm going to add the rest of this salt and sugar mixture over the top. Now it looks quite dry at this stage, but when this cures in the fridge for 1 to 2 days, a lot of the liquid from the fish is going to be drawn out. And the Glad wrap's also going to help press it all together. So we'll bring in the sides first and wrap it really tight. And then into the fridge. So look, ideally 24 hours, but if you want more of a firmer texture with the fish and more cured, leave it for 2 days. Okay, the blackberry and gin cured trout is ready to go, and I can feel it's quite firm, so it's ready. So we need to take off this cling film and just open it up. And you can see it's caught quite a lot of the liquid. Now, you do need to rinse or brush off all of this salt. So I'll just grab my knife and just very gently take that off. And have a look at the colour. See how the blackberries have stained it? It's just so beautiful. Now into some chilled water. We'll just wash off the excess salt. You know, ideally, you would put this under a running tap. And we do want to dry it off. So straight onto a clean tea towel. And you want to pat this dry. You can do this with paper toweling too if you like. Now I'm going to serve mine on blinis. I just love these gorgeous little pancakes. I used to do this when I was catering and it was so popular. And these days you can buy store-bought ones and they're fantastic quality. And we just want to warm them up for a few moments on each side. Now back to our gorgeous fish. It's dried off nicely. We'll just place that onto a board. And because this is cured, this will last for at least 2 weeks in the fridge. I'm just going to use my knife here just to slice it. And isn't that just the prettiest thing? I just love how it's got that border that the blackberries have stained. So I'll just keep slicing this, just nice long strokes and scooping it up and you've got gorgeous pieces. It just gets better and better as you keep slicing into the fish. All right, so we'll take these blinis off. They've warmed up nice and soft. And if you did want to make these from scratch, I do have a recipe online that you can follow. They also are quite fun to make. Okay, the first thing I'll add is some creme fraiche. You could also use some sour cream and just a little dollop on each. The tartness of the creme fraiche along with that salty cured fish is just right. And we'll just get our trout and just drape it onto each blini. And the colour, I mean, I do go on about it a lot, but it just looks so good. Finally, just some radish, crunchy radish for texture. I like it because it's slightly spicy too, and it does have that little pink in it too, so just matching everything together so it looks very pretty. And now I'm really showing off a little deal on each of the canapes. This looks a little fancy, but when there are those occasions and you just do want to show off, this is the dish to do. That is my blackberry and gin cured trout served on blinis. An oldie, but a goodie.